This is Talk to Seattle, and I'm your host, Jason Rigdon. On this episode, I have Sophia Iannicelli, who is from the Seattle Erotic Art Festival. How are you today?
Very good. Thank you for having me on, Jason.
So could you tell me a little bit about this festival?
The Seattle Erotic Art Festival is in its 17th year. We're very excited to be hosted by the Seattle Center. We're on the north side of the Seattle Center on Mercer Street. One of the exciting things about the festival is that we're trying to focus on giving erotic art a platform to be seen by the public and to be enjoyed, and to support the artists who explore topics of sexuality, gender, orientation, and relationships.
And why is erotic art so important?
Erotic art is really important because who we love and who we're attracted to and how we have our relationships is an incredibly big part of who we are as people. So being able to have acceptance of that core part of ourselves is one of the key essential elements in being a happy human. So being able to have erotic art as a way for people to see themselves reflected back is a really amazing thing to offer people, as well as it can be a tool for people to understand others. So if you go into the Erotic Art Festival and you see a piece of art, my goal is that you will be able to look at it and go, oh, that's not for me, but now I understand why somebody would, enjoy that.
And what kind of art will be at the festival?
We have performance art, which ranges from very modern, conceptual, performance art all the way to, traditional burlesque. We have spoken word. We have music. We have a couple of live musicians coming in. Dance. We have acrobatics. We have people doing aerial dance. We have physical dance, and then that's just the performance art. We also have a huge collection of visual art that ranges all over the mediums possible. So paintings, sculpture, drawings, photography, lots of mixed media. This year, I'm so excited because we have a whole bunch of fiber arts, some of the most detailed, beautiful, naughty needlepoint you've ever seen in your life. And then we also have what we call interactive art, which are installations that people create for somebody to go in and have an experience. So they go in and they help create a piece of art, or they watch a piece of art being creative. We have one artist who is going to be doing a sculpture throughout the whole weekend so that you can watch the progression of that sculpture being created. We have another artist who is going to be supplying a number of really beautiful crafted papers that everyone in the festival is going to be encouraged to touch or wrinkle or fold or in some way change the texture of it, so that when she goes to do her painting each night, she will pick a piece of paper that people have been handling all day long, and she'll do an erotic sumi watercolor painting on it.
That just sounds like an amazing assortment of types and formats and mediums. It's amazing.
Yes, thank you. We're really excited to be able to have so many different layers. My goal is for somebody to walk in and go, oh, that's not for me, so I'll go do this other thing over here.
And what kind of events are happening?
Within the event itself, we have things that are called conversation corners, which are very small, intimate spaces where people could have a topic that they can discuss with other attendees and a facilitator. We have drawing classes where you can go and draw models that are in various states of undress. And we provide the pencils and paper and even someone there to give you some pointers if you need them. Or if you already know how to draw, you just join in on the life drawing. This year, we also have a special event that is going to be called Tea Practice and Conversation, where we are inviting someone who comes in and sets a table for a traditional tea practice. And over the course of the practice, the idea is that the tea leaves unfurl and open up and give different flavors as time goes on. And these are just like little 1 ounce tea pours, with the idea that it also creates conversation and allows conversations to blossom and unfold and unfurl. And so we're really excited. That's a little bit different. So it's not included in the ticket to the festival. It's actually a special ticket that you have to do in in addition, but it's $10 to sit down and have amazing tea and amazing conversation with people.
And could you tell me a little bit about the Masters of Erotic Art?
The Masters of Erotic Art are the artists who have been making erotic art for a long period of time. And sometimes they do more than make erotic art, but that their work in total has come towards to uplift the idea of the erotic within art. And it's kind of like our version of the, best of or the VIPs of erotic art. And these are people who, in most cases, have been involved in the festival in a very long time. And we're really proud to be able to have these people show their work each time. We're incredibly saddened by the recent loss of Paul Dahlquist. He died very, very recently. And he was one of our Masters of Erotic Art. He was 90, and he had been taking photographs since he was a 10-year-old child. And he did an awful lot of reporting and photojournalism, as well as taking photographs of men being sexual with other men in the 50s and 60s when that was illegal. And he has incredibly, playful, sweet style in his portraiture of gay men. So we're incredibly sad to have lost him. In most cases, we would be doing a special exhibit to honor him, but it happened so quickly, and it just so recently that we'll have to save that for next year. So it's quite a big deal to be a Master of Erotic Art. We have other people who, not just photographers, we also have people like Ellen Forney, who's a cartoonist who's done so much to take her form of art and create a sense of playfulness with eroticism mixed in. So she's one of our dear favorites, as well as in the Masters of Erotic Art.
And what kind of people go to an event like this?
Oh, we get all kinds. I would say that the average person who comes to the Seattle Erotic Art Festival is in their mid-30s, curious about what all this is about and looking for something to do that's just a little bit different than normal. I would say that's our average person. But we have some people who are a part of, say, the kinky community. And for them, they look at this as their kinky prom, where they get to dress up once a year and show off and see all the beautiful art and watch all the performances. And then we have other people who are like, okay, this is a really scary thing, and I'm going to go try it and see what it's like. And I want to accommodate all of those people, and I really, truly believe that even the person who's like, I'm not sure this is for me, but I'm going to go out on a limb and try it, I want to make the festival as accessible as possible for them. Hence having, our art tours where we ask artists and other luminaries involved in the festival or in the art world to come and do a tour and give people some context for some of the art that they're seeing. That's why we also have the conversation corner. So it's like, hey, this is a big festival with lots of people. Why don't you come inside the literary room and just have a conversation with 10 other people? And it kind of takes a little bit of the pressure off.
Do you have any advice for folks that might feel a little bit shy about going to an event like this?
My suggestion for someone who feels a little shy about it is that if you're a little unsure, come during the daytime. The daytime is much more relaxed. It's more focused on looking at the visual art. There's not the distraction of performances and the big press of people. It definitely gets crowded in the evening times after 6 p.m. But during the day, it's a little bit quieter. There are more art tours that are happening. There are more discussion groups that are happening. There's more time in the interactive components where you can take your time and slowly, explore the space. And we call those our gallery hours, which are on Saturday from noon to 6 and on Sunday from noon to 4. So another thing that people who are feeling a little more shy or nervous about going to the festival is that, as you arrive, you can always ask around with one of our security volunteers about where the consent advocates are. So we have a program that is where we have people who are on staff at all times, and they're called consent advocates. And they have an area of the festival that we call the Consent Lounge, which is basically just a couch and a couple of chairs, and then we have a little hot tea set up there for anybody who would like to just sit and have a moment. And also, it's meant to be a place that if somebody is bothering you, you can go talk to one of the consent advocates, or you can talk to one of our security people. And they're there for emotional support and to help navigate dealing with any kind of harassment that might happen. A lot of things that come up for people is that they feel more vulnerable in a space that is more sexually charged. And what we want to do is to make that as safe as possible. Consent advocates are there for people to talk to say, hey, this person was following me around. I'm not sure if what it means, but it's making me uncomfortable. And they'll be able to help navigate it. And in some cases, act as a liaison to be like, okay, you sit here. We're going to go ask security to talk to that person for you. Last year, we only had one incident that came up where somebody needed support, and it was resolved to their satisfaction quite quickly. So I really feel that this program is working in order to create a safer space for people to be their authentic selves and not have to worry about how they'll be perceived or how people will react to them.
Well, it sounds like you've done a lot of work to make this a very welcoming environment.
Definitely. Thank you for picking up on that. Welcoming is exactly what I want it to feel like.
And when is this event?
This event is happening over the weekend of April 26th through 28th. So we're open Friday, April 26th at 6 p.m. till 1 a.m., Saturday, the 27th, from noon until 1 a.m., and Sunday from noon to 4 p.m. And Sunday is our pay what you can day. We do have a suggested donation of $17, but if somebody walked up and handed the person at the booth $1 to get in, we would say, thank you so much, and please enjoy the art. We want to make this as accessible as possible.
And how much are tickets on the other days?
They range from $25 on Saturday during the day all the way up to $69 for the whole long day of Saturday. Tickets are a little bit less than that if you purchase them advanced through our ticketing service. We use bold type tickets, which is the Strangers ticketing service. And if people want to save a little bit of money, we actually have tickets online available until our doors open. So that means that you can get the early bird price on Friday as long as you buy your tickets before 6 o'clock. And so that's another little way for people to save money and be able to attend the festival if they're on a budget.
And if people want to learn more, where should they go?
They can go to seattleerotic.org. And that's where we have our schedule of events. That's where we have our ticket link. That's where we have all the information about our history. It also has past catalogs from previous years of the festival. So if somebody kind of wants to get a little bit of idea of what kind of art might be on the wall, although it's definitely different every year.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you so much. It was wonderful talking with you, Jason.
This has been Talk to Seattle, and I've been your host, Jason Rigdon. If you want to support the show, would you please follow us on social media? We are at Talk to Seattle on both Twitter and Instagram. Thank you for listening.